All right, you guys, welcome back to the Outdoor RX YouTube channel page. Today, we are going to be diving into the Raven R26 crossbow. Let me give you guys a quick look at this bad boy here. So this is the Raven R26 crossbow. First looks at this thing, it is super tactical looking, if you will. It's about 6.5 pounds, 26 inches long, I believe. Shoots about 400 feet per second. I have not shot one of these yet, so today we're going to dive into how to properly operate this crossbow and see how it shoots. The goal today is to get this bad boy sighted in, and then we're going to go build a hunting blind, hopefully kill a deer with this Raven R26 crossbow. So y'all stay tuned. Let's get into it. All right, you guys. Another cool deal here is that so you obviously have your crank. But on your quiver here, you've got these two holes and you've got a little button here. So you can store your crank on here, you know, wherever you go. So you don't have to fumble it around in your backpack or whatnot. So you can just put that guy right there and it'll ride with you anywhere you go. And all you have to do to take it off of there is press that button right there and it comes right out. All right, you guys. So I'm going to take this crank here and put it, you can do it either side, the left or the right side has the dial for the crank. So whichever way you prefer. So you put that on there and it's got a little magnet on there so it keeps it on there for you. And there's a little button back here that you're gonna take the tension off of the crank and then push this little button back here to release your cocking mechanism here in the handle. So we're gonna take that out, the tension out of there. Okay, the tension is out. You'll be able to feel it once you crank this in either direction just a little bit. This button will press down. You want to keep that pressed down. Take your crank off of here, and then that probably wasn't the best way to do it, but your little cocking mechanism came down. And then you're gonna take this and you're gonna press it on to the string. And you should hear a click. Try to get a better angle so y'all can see it here. So I'm just gonna push this onto the string. You can hear that nice clicking noise. That means you're on there. And then we're not gonna press this anymore. So you're just gonna take your handle, put it back on the dial here on the side, and you'll hear it start to crank. So I'm gonna show y'all here. And you'll be able to feel it when it stops clicking. There's no more tension on there. You wanna stop there. Take your crank off. And now you can see how much thinner that is. I mean, that's just a beautiful thing. When we load the arrow, it's another important thing. So you want these are Raven 400 grain arrows that came with it, blazer vanes, and you see you have the one color that's off. You have 2 orange, 1 white. So we're gonna put the white down when we load it. So the white goes down. Okay, I've got it in there, but you wanna hear the click. So I'm gonna give it, hopefully y'all can hear this. It's just a slight click. That's the actual knock going on to the string itself. So that is your fully loaded bow. All right, so I'm set up here at 20 yards. You can see the target there behind me. We're gonna fire 2 arrows at 20 yards and see where the bow's at, and we'll go from there. All right, you guys, so I've fired 4 arrows at 20 yards. Let's see what we got. They're actually blowing through the target. All right, you guys, so all 4 were a little bit to the left and a tick high. So we're gonna crank it to the right a little bit and see where we're at. All right, you guys, so my first impression of this thing is it's incredible. I know this is a pricey crossbow. It's a pricey firearm, if you will. I just did a kind of a playback of a close-up of these bolts going into the target, and it sounds like a mix between like a nail gun and a drill. All right, y'all, so we're just a tick to the left. We're gonna go right 2 clicks. Let's see where that puts us. All right, you guys, so we have gotten it dialed in at about 20 yards. Well, it is 20 yards. And it took like 8 clicks total to get it to where I'm satisfied. So let's go back to 30 yards, and we're gonna go all the way back to 50 yards. And then we're gonna go build us a blind and hopefully harvest a deer. All right, you guys, one thing I wanna touch on real quick that I really like about this bow is in the scope, it has your lines of up to 100 yards. So the first bubble in your sight picture is 20 yards, and then 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I'll put a picture of what the inside of the scope looks like up there for you so you have a better idea of what I'm talking about. But it really helps out. All you have to do is have a rangefinder, shoot what you got, and you're dialed in, good to go. All right, y'all, so we are sighted in at 20, 30, 40, and now we are at 50 yards. And this is as far as I'm gonna go, because where I'm hunting, I'm not gonna have a shot over 30 yards max, but just for the sake of the video, we're gonna go back to 50 yards and see what this bad boy can do. I will say, we are shooting uphill. That's gonna be a big factor here. We've got a headwind and we're shooting uphill. So we're at 50 yards. I'm gonna use the 60-yard pin. Let's see what we can do. Woo! That's a dead nut bullseye, you guys. So we're gonna call that good on sighting in the Raven R26 crossbow. Y'all make sure to stay tuned. Me and Bruce are gonna go build a blind off of a power line, and hopefully we can harvest a deer with this Raven R26 crossbow. Y'all stay tuned. All right, you guys. So we got the bow sighted in. That thing is sweet. So now we are going to go into the woods. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. Whew. Now we're gonna go into the woods and find a good spot to set up a little ground blind. We're not gonna use a pop-up blind like you see a lot of people use. We're just gonna do it old-fashioned, make our own ground blind. Hopefully it blends in real nice. My plan is to go to this power line. Power lines are known to be good spots for deer to be passing through or feeding. So I've got Mr. Bruce with me here. So y'all tag along while we go down this power line and see if we can't hunt us out a spot to put a ground blind. All right, y'all, so we've made our way down this entire power line, and I think we found us a spot here. I'm gonna turn the camera around and show y'all kind of where the blind's gonna be positioned and kind of where our shooting lanes are gonna be. It's not a very big area, but if there's a field over here to my left, there's a little road here, seems good. So it's gonna take a lot of work to get this blind set up, but I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like before and of course after. So there's a field over there, and then there's a little gravel road that comes through right here. And then here is gonna be where the blind's gonna be positioned. I'm gonna put my camera anchor on that pine tree right there. All right, you guys, first thing I wanna show you is what I brought. Just the essentials here in this backpack. We just got our saw and a hatchet and a bottle of water. And I brought a little metal stool to sit on in the blind. That always makes it a little more comfortable. So let's get this party started. But I'm gonna use a lot of these little pine trees for my blind, so they will not go to waste. All right, you guys, so this is the tree that our blind's gonna go around. It's gonna go around kind of like a half moon, overlooking those 2 lanes that we just cut. I'll tell y'all before we get too far along on this blind, one of my favorite blinds to kind of make is one in a fallen down tree. You know, if you're walking through the woods or something and you see a fallen down tree, they have these natural kind of blinds already in them, and you don't have to do too much to make them really, really functional. So just a quick tip next time you go out and you don't want to do all this to make a blind, find a fallen down tree. All right, you guys, so you can kind of see the frame here, the very base layer. And my plan is to just kind of reverse these as I go up and kind of make a nice little triangle structure here. And then I'm gonna take these pines and kind of weave them in and out of there to make it a nice blind. All right, you guys, so I've got basically the framework done here, and I'm gonna take these pines that we cut down earlier and kind of tie them in here. All right, you guys, so we've just started kind of weaving these pine limbs into here, and you can see it really breaks up that solid shape of the blind. So I'm gonna keep plucking along at this, and then I'll show y'all kind of what it looks like after I get all these pine limbs woven in here. All right, y'all, the front is pretty much done. Looking good. We're gonna go tackle the side here. This is the side I'm gonna be getting in, so I'm gonna leave that corner closest to the tree without much there. I might leave one sitting out so I can put there after I get into it, but I wanna make it easy to get into, so. 2 more sides and this bad boy will be complete, and then we get to go get the bow and come down here and see if we can't harvest a deer. All right, you guys, me and Bruce are done. That is a wrap on the blind. I think it looks awesome. We'll see. I'm gonna give you all a little look around, a little 360-degree view of the finished product here. And I did put a seat in here, and I might use it, I might not. I'm not really sure yet. This is a little bit on a slope, so if I do sit in the chair, my head will be up just above the main rail here. So let me show you all around. All right, got Mr. Bruce's approval. Do you like it, Bruce? Okay, so here is the finished product, you guys. I think it looks pretty sweet. This is the front of it. You can see we got a lot of pine trees in here, and these are gonna obviously turn brown, so it's gonna be epic. So let's go to the side that I'm gonna get in on. I made a little spot just right here for me to get into. Here's the inside. Let's take a trip to the back side here. So you can see I got everything kind of resting up on this tree here. And I made this side just a little bit lower so I can step in. This is if you're facing it, the left side. All right, y'all, so that is the blind. Hopefully we can get us a deer out of it. That only took a couple hours. We used all dead trees and stuff that we found laying around. So time to head back to the house, and tomorrow morning we are going hunting. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all stay tuned for the next one.